Today, I'm excited to bring you the most fast-paced Zone Wars in existence. This is going to be the best endgame practice you can get in creative. It's called Final Moving Zone Wars. Why? Because it spawns you straight into the end of the game in the most stacked situation. The map can fit up to 22 players, and imagine having 22 players in your last moving zone. No matter how good or bad the people in your game are, it's going to be good practice. It starts out with you spawning on a random lair every single round, but you're going to be in close quarters with enemies. Don't get too distracted by them because the zone is about to move, and there's a chance you might be on back edge of zone. Every single round the zone pulls in a different direction and spawns on a different part of the map. So long story short, you need to be constantly aware of which way the zone's pulling and what it's pulling towards, because sometimes it might pull straight up a mountain and other times it might pull down mountain into a river. With this many players in such random zones, every single round is going to be chaotic, which is going to train your mind to be more calm in these high pressure endgames. Every single player in the game spawns with a low amount of mats, around 400. That's a pretty common amount of mats to have going into the final moving zone. You won't be able to full tarp every single zone, so you're going to need to look for a refresh somewhat early on and learn to conserve mats, cheap tarp, find sprint rotates, and learn to make those mats count. Additionally, pretty much every player spawns with some amount of white heals, so you can go for storm plays when needed. So long story short, we tried to make it as realistic to the final moving zone as possible while keeping it balanced so everybody has an equal chance to win. To end off this video, if you struggle in endgame or you're struggling in this map, trust me, listen up. First off, at the start here, you could build a full box, or you can just sit in a floor and cone so you don't have to waste those extra materials. If you do this though, you gotta watch out because sometimes people jump in from above. So make sure nobody's looking at you to jump in or spray. The biggest thing I've noticed people doing when I host customs is fighting too close to back edge of zone. When you're going for a refresh, you want to try to rotate to the front edge and then look for a refresh. Unless you have like under 30 mats, then you should be hugging the back edge of zone to look for a refresh. Practice staying ahead, conserving mats, and looking for smart refreshes in this map, and it's going to help you out in endgame. Another thing you want to try to get good at in this map is finding ways to conserve mats, whether it be sprint rotates or doing cheap tarps where you only build off certain angles. Try out different ways of doing this in this map and you'll get it down with time. I'll have some examples later on in this video. Now, two of the most important things to clutching up a win is learning when you can claim a side of zone rather than sitting in the middle. If you're in the middle of the zone, you're going to have danger on all sides, but if you get off to the side of a zone, you'll only have to block like one or two angles, like above you and to your right. It saves mats like crazy, and it's really good for finding refreshes. And then of course, claiming power positions is going to be huge for you getting more wins, whether it be claiming the front side of low ground or going for high ground. Getting these two positions right at the very end of a game is what clutches up wins. So start looking for some opportunities to go for plays for these. Now, the other day, I was playing this on stream in customs with my viewers, and I ended up winning 4 games out of the 10. So we're going to check those out, and I'm going to be hopping in here and there with some tips. Let's get it. Right at the start here, I immediately claim front side, and I get up an extra layer because I see that we're in a bit of a hilly zone and I don't want to get trapped on low ground. And at this point, I look back for kills on all those people that are fighting on back edge. This is why rotating ahead is so good. Even though I'm not getting the mats off these guys, it's just free kills. And when I go to rotate here, I sprint around the left side of zone because this is the side of zone it was opening up towards, so it's a lot less congested. I pause because I hear people behind me and I'm able to get a free look down here on this player. I'm on back edge of zone here, and of course right away I'm getting psychoed by another player. But he was weak, so I was able to get that free kill, and now look at my mats. I got a double refresh and I'm majorly set here. So now I just get in safely, scout around me, and try to think of my next play. I hear them fighting on low ground, so I go for it. Oh my gosh, no mats? Let's go. A little bit rough at the end, but that's win number 1. Now you're gonna notice at the start here, I go for this a lot where I flip my ramp, slide, and jump to the front edge. And now that I'm on the front edge, I'm just playing my lair looking for a refresh, and I do it patiently. Okay, my aim was rough there. I was really tired at this point. It was like 1 in the morning. But we got the double refresh, crazy mats, and now I just claim a lair on the side of this mountain. I decided to just full tarp here, but realistically, there was nobody else on my lair, so I could have just built above me and below me. And it was pulling down the mountain here, and when it pulls down a mountain, if you're the first one to the bottom, you can just look up and spray everybody out. But like I said, it was 1 in the morning, and I was just not there fully. And what happens next is definitely interesting. Oh, that was bad. Everybody just died. Let's go. Like I said, a little bit interesting. I think my brain was starting to go to dreamland a little bit there. The last round, which is after this one, was the most perfect round of all of them. But this third win right here, I was just full psychoing everybody, and it was chaos. Not much to learn, but it was pretty entertaining. I try to keep them as unique as possible. I know you're gonna do it. I know you want to. Let's go. Now, like I said, this last round is the most perfect game I played ever since I made this map. And if I win this, I won 4 out of the 10 rounds. It starts out, I'm just scouting around me, trying to see which way the zone goes, what's going on in my lair. Now look at what I do here. I build up over this player in front of me and then slide across the other side while blocking behind me with the ramp. I claim the front edge, cut them off, and then this is key. I build walls to my right and floors above me. I make sure constantly that nobody's sneaking in my back tarp, nobody's coming from the side that's open, and I just maintain this for a while. I don't even need a refresh. This is the literal definition of controlling a side of the zone. Now right here is key. I noticed that I'm getting a bit too much to the center of the zone. So I build off to the side of the zone, reblock the back, and now I have this whole left side claimed once again. And now the rest of this was just beautiful. Let's go, chat. 4 wins? That is crazy. Hop into the map, let me know what you guys think, and be patient with the queue times at the start. It might take a little while for the games to start fully filling on every server, but I'll be running games constantly on my stream, so maybe I'll see you in the lobby. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.